Hi, welcome to the Victoria Report. This episode will be talking about the trigger. A few days ago, a police officer was seen brandishing a Remington shotgun with his finger on the trigger, aiming at regular, ordinary citizens in front of a train station in Hong Kong. Last night, police officers in riot gear forced themselves into some private residence in Ma On Shan without a warrant. Recently, a rank-and-file police union representative slapped back the SAR chief secretary, insulting the boss of his boss's boss twice. As local columnist Steve Vines wrote, in functioning political systems, the police are under the control of the government. In Hong Kong, the government has effectively handed over control to the police. Unquote. Rules and guidelines governing police operations are now frequently being flagrantly flouted. The finger on the trigger of the Remington was ready to pull. The general fear now is what comes out of the barrel is far more lethal than rubber bullets or beanbag rounds. But then I have to say, the biggest worry is whose finger is that? Now, we really have to go back to the history of the Chinese Communist Party during the so-called revolution before they took over the mainland. Chairman Mao infamously said that political power comes out of the barrel of the gun. And he also said that the party has to command the gun and not the other way around. 党指挥枪，不是枪指挥党。Okay? So, behind the facade of the one country, two system, since the handover of the Hong Kong's sovereignty to the communists, there has been a slow, gradual but certain transformation of our police force. It's becoming obvious that the police force in Hong Kong is directly under the command of the party. As we know, in the local government setup of the People's Republic of China, since it was established in 1949, there has always been a party chief, a party secretary in the local administration. And then there's also a mayor or governor of a province. At the surface, there's something called the government. There's some other thing called the party. But the party is always the number one, and the government is always the number two. In Hong Kong's one country, two systems, at least for the first decade, the party did not have an obvious role in administration. But in the long term, the CCP would not like it as such. They would very much like to have the administration and governance of Hong Kong to be unified and converge into the model that is practiced inside the mainland. So the head of the party in Hong Kong is always the head of the liaison office. We call that the Saiwan of the central government. They are now taking up a more assertive role, and they are actually controlling the policy making of Hong Kong behind the scenes. And with setting up of a liaison department inside the liaison office responsible for Hong Kong police affairs, and with the expansion of that organization, it is becoming obvious that the police force at the surface is under the control of the security head who is reporting to the chief secretary, but the actual line of command and control is within the party. So what we see here is not anarchy, or is not a regular ordinary police state. It is actually a party-controlled police force. It's an armed force in Hong Kong. Now, you understand, if you go back to the transformation of a civil society into a totalitarian state governance, you can refer to the experience in the 1930s in Nazi Germany. They set up the SA, they set up the SS, they have the head of the SS in the person of Himmler, and then they also set up the secret police, the Gestapo, and the Gestapo, both the Gestapo and the SS were under the command of Himmler, and Himmler reports directly to Hitler. So the Nazi party gradually grabs the total control of the police force and changed the nature of the police force in a crime-fighting, law and order maintenance sort of police as we know in a modern society into an apparatus of suppression and silencing of dissent. Now, this is what is happening in Hong Kong. I have no solution to that, but at least, and I'm not suggesting or advising the international community to do one thing or another, to be in action or in inaction. I'm just saying that I think we have the duty to let the whole world know what is happening in Hong Kong. This is not anarchy. This is not police state as such. This is a CCP direct control of a tool of terror to suppress and oppress the Hong Kong people. At least so much should be known to the world. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.